Okay, this is our last section of Chapter 2 in Pre-AP Pre-Calc. You'll notice we're going to be talking about tables and graphs. And we're going to be doing composition functions. So in other words, we're doing two at a time in a lot of these cases. So we'll start off simply with single ones. We got f of 3. Now what you have to realize is there are two different tables here. G of x is up top here, fx on the bottom. Not sure why it switched like that, but hey, let's do it. Okay, f of 3. So I go along here till I find my 3. They're not in order. F of 3 would be 9. That's why I have the 9 here. G of 7. So I go up to the G chart, find my 7 on the top row. G of 7 would be 4. That's what I got there. F of 12. I go along the 12 chart, or the F chart, until I find 12. And F of 12 is 5. So I got that. And then G of 9. I go along the top till I find 9, and then I go down and I find G of 9 is 12. Now, actually, I'm going to jump over to these right here. This is the inverses. So the inverse of f of 7. So we would go down here till we find the 7 on the bottom, and you go up and you get the 6. That's why you got a 6 here for that answer. And then inverse of G of 3. We go along, we find the G graph or table, and we go across till we find the 3, and then we go up to the 2. That's why you got a 2 there for that one. So the inverse is going backwards. Now, when we have f of G of 7, we got to go to G of 7. So we go up here till we find the 7, and we go down. G of 7 is 4. That's what I got here. G of 7 is 4. Now we plug the 4 in to the f. So f of 4, so we'll go across, so we find the 4 here. We go down to negative 3 is our answer for that one. G of f of 3, we go across the f table till we find the 3. That becomes the 9. Okay, you notice f of 3 is 9. Then we put that into the G of 9, so we cruise across the top till we get the 9, and we get 12. So that's how you do it looking at tables. Next, we're going to find graphs. Okay, use a graph to determine the value of each composite function. All right, so h of f of negative 3. Okay, so what we've got to do is we've got to find our f of negative 3. Now, f of x is this one. This is f of x. This upside down v, so the absolute value would actually be the negative absolute value. Then we have g of x, that's these little humps going along, waves going along. And h of x is this parabola starting at negative 3, 1. Okay, so when we're doing h of f of negative 3, we've got to find on, we got to go to negative 3 and then find the f, and that is at negative 4. Okay, so f of negative 3 is negative 4, and then since it says h of f of negative 3, we got to put the negative 4 in for the h. So we go to negative 4 and go up to our h graph, and that is at 5. So that's why we get our answer of 5. Now I switched these by mistake, so we're going to do g of 5 now. G of 5, we cruise along till we get here, and G of 5 is going to be 0. So that's what I got here, 0. Now we'd put that in for the h. H of 0, 0 here, we go up for the h graph, is 5. So h of 0 is 5. F of g of 5, so we'd go g of 5 is 0. And then we have to find f of 0. F of 0 is right here at negative 1. Then we got f of h of negative 3. So we go negative 3 and go to the h. That is at a positive 2. And then that means we have to do f of 2. We go over 2. We go down to our f graph at negative 3. Hopefully that helps. Talk to you later.